Hi, I'm Andrew, the Paisley robot guy. So today we'll install the Mecanum wheels on this robot. Now, if some of you have been following the instructions for this, they're nice instructions, but I'm actually making an executive decision to deviate from them. Now, what the instructions would say is they'd take this piece, which is part of the, get this bag out of the way, part of the HD camera mount, and then what it would do is take one of these plastic pieces, such as, well, one of them. I don't want to take them out of the bag yet. So you take one of these plastic pieces. It would actually be this one here, this plastic piece here to which my screwdriver is pointed. Put it into this mounting assembly and then put it on top of that servo, right? I'm actually, and in addition to that, you take a self-tapping screw and screw into the plastic piece into the servo. I'm actually not going to do that. And the reason is that with this thing on top and at this current point in time, it would actually be not so good, because in order to put the wheels on, you have to put it off to the side and this side. And in fact, you may need to, there are times during this assembly we need to put the robot upside down. And I really don't want to torque this camera mount off. So populating this assembly as well as the rest of the HD camera assembly, that'll be done in a different video, right? So here are some parts for it. There's another servo motor for the HD camera. We'll get to that later. But right now, what I'll do is I'll take the Mecanum wheels. So here are the Mecanum wheels, and the shafts are in here. These are the shafts. You see that more later. And there are screws that are associated with them. So again, these are metal screws. They're going through nylon shafts into this piece of plastic here. So again, it's metal into plastic. We really have to be careful with the torques here. So I'm going to take my pliers and I'll improvise these as scissors. Just want to poke the plastic so that I can start ripping it off. Now these wheels, they have an orientation, right? So these are Mecanum wheels. So as you can see, it goes this in this direction, that direction, move the robot forwards and backwards. And then there are these rollers on it. And these rollers, they go in various directions. So if you have two wheels and they're spinning in a certain direction, let's see, I believe it would be a different wheel. But if you have two wheels that are paired up, you can spin them this way to go in this direction, spin them that way to go in that direction, and then you could spin them opposing to each other to go off to the sides, opposite to each other. And the Raspberry Pi, or the software that comes with this robot, should do that for those. So here are the standoffs. So I have an orientation. I have a photo that shows that this wheel is the front left wheel, and that will go there. And this wheel is the rear left wheel, and you can see this based on this. So if you have the kit, there's a photograph on the kit that shows the orientation of the wheels, right? That will help you out and show you what to do, and so do the instructions. So that wheel will go like this, and then this wheel will go here in this orientation. This is the front right wheel, and then this is the rear right wheel. So I'm putting them here in these orientations. So I'll get that out of the way, get this bag out of the way, and here are the shafts for the wheels. So take that out. Be very careful here. I have my plastic cups that I can use to store these parts so that they don't get lost. So here's the plastic, the shafts. I'm taking the shafts, just white pieces of plastic. I'll put them here, and I'll take my screws and I'll put them there in that fashion. So now when we do this, we'll take a plastic shaft. These are keyed, they're hexagonally keyed, right? So the hexagonal part, I'll point to it with my pliers. So this is the hexagonal part. You may be able to see it on the camera. And then this other part goes onto the piece of plastic on the servo motor. So I'll get this shaft started for this wheel. And I think I'll get the shaft started for all of the wheels. Probably easiest that way. This shaft started for this wheel. Push it in. The remaining two shafts. I get this shaft started for this wheel. Push it in. They're a little snug. And then put this shaft in for this wheel. And I'll take this cable and save it for later. Okay, so these wheels are here. And now I'll put it on its side. Now remember, if that bracket was up there, there's a chance it would get warped, right? Because I'm putting this off to its side. Okay, so again, these are rectangularly keyed. So put that one on there. Put this one on here. As soon as I can get it. Okay, and I'll grab my screws. This magnetic screwdriver that Hiwonder supplies with the kit should be appropriate. These are a little heavier for the magnets. I use my fingers. Be careful. Careful not to poke my fingers in there. So I'll take this and actually could use my precision screwdriver for this one. This one's a little more appropriate given the head size. So put that in. And when be careful because it's metal going into plastic. So too tight, that could break it. And too loose, then there's too much mechanical slop. Okay, seems to be about right for that one. Here's the next one, the next wheel. Take this one and put it in here. It's just about finger tight. Don't want to go too tight. Just about finger tight. Okay. So these wheels are on. Flip the robot around. And I'll put this wheel on like that. Grab one of my two remaining screws. And I think I'll put this remaining wheel on like that. Get a screw here. Put it in my magnetic screwdriver. Put it in here. Screw it down. Screwing. Okay, and it's tight. It's as tight as I want it. One more screw, and then the wheels are on. So, putting the screw in my screwdriver. Putting that down. Tightening it down slowly. Okay, that seems to be about as tight. Let me check this one. Yep, these wheels are on and they are tight. So they're on, they're tight, and that concludes this video. Hi, I'm Andrew, the Paisley Robot Guy. And if you like what you saw in that video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below. I'd very much appreciate it. Thanks.